Yes. Yeah.
Aaron Latham, could you comment on who you think the successors are to that group of people that were influenced by Jack Kerouac in the 50s and 60s?
Well, I was just thinking that as a social movement, or if you see what Kerouac started as something as the hippie movement or some kind of social movement, I mean, I think that did peak somehow and is sinking down again. But actually, he never really considered himself the father of the hippie movement, or if he thought of himself as that, he was very much the reluctant father. But if you think of it in terms of a literary movement, which is how he thought of it mainly, it's not. I mean, I would say instead of having peaked, it's going up all the time. Jack Kerouac learned a lot from reading Thomas Wolfe, and then the new Tom Wolfe learned a whole lot about writing from reading Kerouac, of literature of Jack Kerouac. I mean, he'd really learned the lessons from Kerouac and gone on to place himself in the story the way Kerouac did, to write his nonfiction the way Kerouac did. The only thing he didn't do is he didn't change the names. He used people's right names. I think even one of the great detractors of Kerouac is Truman Capote, who said he wasn't a writer but a typewriter. Yeah. But actually Capote, I mean, would he have gone out to Kansas and mucked around and writing his In Cold Blood if Kerouac hadn't made nonfiction somehow respectable? And if Kerouac hadn't already gone out to Kansas and discovered Kansas for literature, would even Truman Capote have thought of going out there? So I think right now in publishing and in literature, fiction, although fiction will always be with us, but it's somehow kind of staying about on the same level. But nonfiction is really climbing and climbing and climbing. And I think Kerouac is the one who brought us from thinking from just straight fiction, thinking that if you're a smart, sophisticated guy, you can only write fiction. Now, after Kerouac, if you're a smart, sophisticated writer, you can write nonfiction. You can write about things the way they really happened. So I think that in that sense, you know, the movement is gaining momentum all the time as a literary movement.
Good, Eric. Eric, you'll do the good bio too.
Question.